This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 2110. Taking Money for Granted. What to Do If the Money Runs Out by Sam of FinancialSamurai.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. We're going to get right to it and continue optimizing your life. Taking Money for Granted. What to Do If the Money Runs Out by Sam of FinancialSamurai.com. Taking money for granted is easy to do when times are good. After a global pandemic, perhaps we're much more appreciative of money. I considered my paycheck to be endless money. Every other week, I got paid for a service that I provided a company. Given I saved the majority of it, I began to treat money as if it were an endless supply. I devalued money because I only used a minority of it. It's hard not to take money for granted when it's come to you for so long. For example, how many of us are truly thankful for the food we get to eat every day? If I was, I wouldn't have seen a 10 to 12 pound weight increase since college. How many of us reflect on the fact that we have hot water every day? If I did, I'd probably take an occasional cold shower just to be thankful. A sabbatical is a great time to reflect on what we want to do in life and how much money is enough to be happy. I've highlighted from previous posts that anywhere from $3,000 to $15,000 a month is enough, depending on the size of my family. Now I'm curious to discover whether this range is truly the case. Stop taking money for granted. I was planning on dumping my entire free liquidity into the structured notes I wrote about earlier until I realized one thing. There's a very good chance that I won't have this type of liquidity next year. I never really had to budget. So instead of investing the entire sum, I invested 80% of it and kept the rest in a money market account just to be safe. If the money well finally runs dry, I plan to 1. Withdraw all future and accumulated CD interest income. All CD interest income is yours to use without penalty. I've just been reinvesting the proceeds for the past decade. 2. Utilize rental income for living. After almost 10 years, rental property income is highly positive thanks to inflation and mortgage refinances. 3. Work harder. I know I can always work harder because I'm hardly ever stressed out anymore. I remember studying for 5 hours a night after class. I remember working 50 hours a week and spending another 25 hours a week for my MBA. Now it's just typing some thoughts online. How easy is that? My body is relaxed and no longer has tennis elbow or lower back pain. And 4, get a job, any job. If it comes down to survival, I'm not too proud to take any job. When your first real job is making Egg McMuffins at McDonald's for $3.25 an hour, there's no job beneath you. Underestimating the amount of time worked. My father asked me one day, Sam, are you sure you aren't underestimating the amount of time you work online? He was concerned because despite telling him I was on vacation for a week, article after article kept appearing on Financial Samurai and Yakazi.com. I told him, perhaps, but it's hard to tell because I don't mind the work. I recalled how many hours I spent a day on vacation working, and the total came out to be roughly 2 hours a day. About an hour and a half from 6:30 to 8 a.m. before breakfast, and 30 minutes in the evening checking up on things. Working harder is a privilege since at some point my mental capacity will fade and I'll no longer be able to communicate in a coherent manner. Everything disappears over time, and it's up to us to make the most of what we have. Change is a stressful feeling. When you've budgeted so long by operating freely in the confines of your budget, it's strange to change. Although my savings and investing schedule was automatic, I got to do whatever I wanted with the remaining 30% of after-tax income every month. I felt entirely free to do as I pleased. With a large drop in income, I've got to re-strategize. Plenty of people make do with less, so I'm not complaining. I just need to mentally overcome the fact that I will no longer be saving or earning as much anymore. Does increased freedom truly make up for a drastic drop in income? I'm not so sure because I felt pretty free when I worked. Nobody told me what to do really, and I could take vacation pretty much whenever. So, in a way, the people who appreciate not working the most perhaps are the ones who were the most miserable during work. Don't take money for granted because it may eventually run out. You just listened to the post titled, Taking Money for Granted, What to Do If the Money Runs Out by Sam of financialsamurai.com. This article had me thinking about how much I used to put my sense of security in my income. When I quit my job, I had to come to terms with a huge drop in income, about $100,000 drop in income. In order to make this palpable, I needed to shift my sense of security from my income to my savings, investments, and my ability to earn money. And my ability to earn money is actually intimately linked to my mental health and my ability to maintain perspective. We talk so much on this show about how to earn money, save money, manage money, invest money, etc. But the reality is, if you don't have good perspective and if your mental health is suffering, greed or fear will squander all of your efforts to build wealth. What was game-changing for me was shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. Scarcity is rooted in fear and greed. This is what drives you to hoard money. But money is only as good as your clarity on how you'll use it and your comfort level of how much is enough. You get to a mental place of enoughness through an abundance mindset. And this is about so much more than just managing money and achieving the emotional benefits of financial security. An abundance mindset is also about trusting in yourself and having confidence that if you lost it all, you're smart enough and talented enough to simply make more money. This will give you the confidence you need to take financial risks, like investing in your own business, real estate, or the stock market. Investing is the only way to grow wealth. So an abundance mindset paired with some financial literacy is the fast track to financial freedom. And that should do it for today. Have a happy rest of your day, and I'll see you on the Thursday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.